Hello, I am Dragoș, and in this video we are going to take a look at Zcode. For the one that doesn't know, Zcode is an application developed by ZAI, the one that have GLM, that can help you work in a desktop environments with tools like Claude Code, Gemini, Codex, and this is their website, the Zcode website, zcode-ai.com. And in here you can see that you have the application that can be installed on macOS on both versions, Windows, and this is their interface and the website. We're going to check it because it's installed. You have the documentation in here where you can find more details about what it is offering and what can be done with this. And if we're going to check the changelog, we're gonna see that it was developed a while back. I only found out about it right now, and yeah, this can be used with Claude Code, with Gemini CLI, with the GLM plans, and I already have it installed in here. So yeah, this is the interface. You see in here that it is looking like this, and yeah, in here you have the options to choose the project. First, you are gonna be prompted to log in with your GLM account. This is to use the GLM models in there, so I've did that. And yeah, in here you have the options to open a project or use an existing project, check for updates, and this is how it is looking. So basically in here you see that I have Claude Code installed with the Gemini CLI and Codex. And in here you have the options to see the files like an ID, and you can go and check the files. This is the website that I've just created, and it will provide you the details. And yeah, I mean, this is just to show you how it's looking. Okay, then you will have the modifications in here that you can easily check and commit like an ID. And in here you will have the agent settings. So basically in here you can configure everything. So in this area you are gonna see that it sees that I have Claude Code installed, and basically it will use Claude Code to work with the ZAI. You can configure any other provider you want in here. For instance, you see that I have the ZAI configured with the GLM-5. In here it doesn't use the cloud authentication, but you can also use that. I have OpenRouter also configured in here, and you can use whatever model you want from there. We're gonna test this with the step 3.5, which is free. You can configure the Gemini CLI in it. I have already Codex installed in here, and this can be configured with Codex. And you see that Codex is enabled, and in here you have the models that you can use and add different models. In here you can add a custom model also if you want in Codex. Again, in Claude Code in here, because this is the most let's say feature rich option to use this with Claude Code. You have the agents. So basically here you can define your own agents. It has some agents already, like the code reviewer, UI skeleton, dev planner, and so on. You have the commands, like the user commands that you can define in here. You can add skills very easily. In here you have the MCPs. You can enable the MCPs easily in here, like context 7. You can configure it like this. You can add other MCP servers. You have access to the ZAI MCPs for searching the web and fetching. You have memory in here with the Claude Code MD file, and you can create it manually if you want. Output style. So in here it's the way that this it will work. So basically right now it's default. It can be explanatory, learning, coding, vibe, structured thinking, and plugins. In here you have the options to have the plugins from the Claude Code community. You can install the plugins. You can add whatever plugins are used by the Claude Code community. So basically this application, it's like a wrapper that comes into these Claude Code tools, Gemini, Codex, and so on. In here you have the options to set up hooks in Claude Code. For Codex, again, you have only the MCPs in here that are shared. You see that context 7 is shared in here. In here it has the agents.md file, and for instance, if we are going to go and check something, I'm gonna go in here, and in here you see that we have the options to add these new tasks, and in here you can choose whatever you want. So for this I will use Claude Code like this, new task, and then it will open this interface in here that I cannot make it bigger. So in here you can attach file if you want, like this. For this project you can go in here and just initiate MCP servers, files and folders to reference them. In here you can go and add agents in here. I will choose the code reviewer in here just for you to see. In here you can enable the extended thinking on this. In here you have the permission mode, so always accept edits, plan mode and bypass permission, like this. And in here you can choose the model. So in here, as I have two providers, ZI configured and the open router, you can go and choose the model from them. So for this I will gonna use the GLM-5 and I will tell it just to review this code. So you can see how it's working. Of course it's free, you can go and set this tool up, and in here you see that it started, and basically right now it will run the GLM-5 behind the scenes, and it will go and analyze the code in here, and in the end we're gonna see the details. So you see that right now it's starting analyzing the details. This is using the agent, the code reviewer, to analyze everything. So right now we're seeing the thinking, to do. In here it created a to-do list. So you have a nice interface in here that will help you have a nicer experience for Claude Code. Again, I wasn't aware of this tool. I like to test new tools, and yeah, this tool, it's, I don't know, at the beginning I think it has some problems. Basically it has problems when you're trying to resize it from what I've seen, but yeah, you can give it a try and see if it helps you do a better coding job with the Claude Code. And you see here that this is quite fast and it's reading everything in here. This is the previous project that I've created with this website. I will add a link to the description with the GLM-5. And right now let's move back. So right now it's still reading the details, and afterwards we're gonna see, because this has also a terminal, a browser. In here you can see it has a terminal, a browser. You can toggle this on off, and it also has options to connect via phone. So basically you are scanning this and you can check and see what is doing on your phone in case it takes a lot of time to do things. Okay, so right now it finished with analyzing the project, and it should provide the detail for us. And you see in here that right now this is using the Claude Code for this to run. And yeah, in here you can see that you have the options to see the files with the details. You will see the differences in here. We're gonna ask it to modify the header after it finishes with this review. Also in here you will see that it has the terminal for this, that you can go and have the terminal and have the details of the project in here. Again, you'll have the browser in here, and you can open the browser. So yeah, you see that it opened the website in here, and right now it provided me the details. And yeah, I mean, you can go for instance and ask him, please modify the header to be nicer, like this. And right now we should go and modify the header, and we are gonna see what he is doing and how it's having the details into these files. Right now it's reading the details for us with the header and everything, and he should go and modify the header. I just want to show you how the details are looking when a file is modified. Okay, so right now he did the modifications to the header, and right now you see that it added 178 lines and removed 74, and in here you can see exactly what it changed. And in here you can always allow this, so I will do always allow in here. And right now I think the header should be modified with this. Yeah, I think it's different. And here you can change the resolution, mobile, responsive, tablet, and so on. It put in a gradient accent and other things, and right now it tells that he wants to run the npm run dev. In here it tries to see the changes, new page, Let's see. Okay, so it has opened directly the browser, so you see that it has the options to work directly with the browser into this application. And in here you have the options to view this file and review it like this. You're seeing the differences in here, and if you are going to check the solar flow, you see that it added these things. In the past we didn't have that effect on the page. When you were navigating, it had only online and the color was adjusting, so it was able to modify the header for us, and you've seen how this works. Okay, and then for instance, if you want to go and work with a different model, you can do that. Okay, in here we can ask him to something. I've choose the Open Router 1, and in here we can ask it modify the footer also. And right now he will use the step fun for this, and you're gonna see that you will have these options to move freely between the models easily. And right now he does the things. If we're going to check the logs in here, you're gonna see that right now it is using the step fun with this, with the details. Right now it's modifying the footer. And for instance, if you want to use Codex, you can choose Codex in here, and you can start a new task like this. You're gonna see that the other task, it's running into the background, and right now you have access to the Codex things. Again, in here you have the options to set the permission, and in here you can choose the models with GPT-543 low, medium, high, extra high. This is the new thing that was introduced, and again in here you can ask him question, and right now it will use the Codex to do this, which is faster because of the latest enhancement. So you see that right now it started using the Codex CLI, and it analyzes the project, and if you are gonna try to move between them, I see you can't. Maybe after it finishes, I don't know. That's why, yeah, it is possible that this UI, it still may have some issues that will need to be fixed. But again, it's free, and you can start testing it and see if it's okay with you. Right now it's generating the details about this project with Codex. I will wait for this to finish so we can see if we can access the other session after it is stuck. I will wait for another 1 minute to see if it is actually doing something, because it looks like it is stuck. Yeah, it is stuck. Okay, let me open it again. Okay, so right now he is doing the things, so it didn't kept the details for this. So yeah, again, this UI, it's at the beginning, it seems to have some issues right now. You see that it's getting stuck. Again, the resizes are not that good all the time. If you are going to open this panel in here, sometimes when you are closing the browser and closing things, it will close everything. Yeah, so yeah, this is the Zcode, and in case you want to see what it's about, you can go and check it and have a look and see if it is helping you in your coding experience.